Hey folks, today I am repairing a leaky humidifier tank, and I'll tell you why I'm repairing it, not replacing it. Alright, this tank is part of this unit right here. Now altogether, brand new, this is about $80, give or take, depending on where you buy it. So what has happened is I've had this for several years, and I think maybe just stress over time, it actually developed a very, very small leak right here. I marked it because I filled it, left for work one day, came home, had a bunch of water all over the floor and couldn't figure out why. Initially, I thought it was something down here, and until I actually filled it all the way up, there's a leak right here. It's a very, very, very slow drip. Now, I could buy a whole unit for $80. I could buy a replacement tank and spend about $30, or because I already have just some basic silicone sealant, again, actually it doesn't have to be just this. I happen to have this type. However, if you have something for a fish tank, that should be more than sufficient to fill in this gap on the inside, or this crack, because there's not a lot of pressure from this water. Now, I've already cleaned out the inside to make sure there's no residue. So what I'm going to do is just literally take some of this and put it along on the inside here, and I'm going to be a little probably excessive with what I put on, but I want to make sure that in case the crack is above or below, a little bit worse, I filled that in. That should take care of the problem. Now, the reason that I need to do this on the inside and not the outside is because the way this is designed, these grooves set right against this section here. So if I do anything on the outside at all, there's a possibility it may not fit in properly. Now, what I may end up doing anyway is putting a super, super thin layer on the outside as an extra precaution. But let me just show you how this normally fits in. Fills up, sets in, and sets like this. Now, there is a little bit of play here, so I'm thinking that I may be able to put just a little extra slip on the outside. Just as a precaution. So I have a glove because silicone sealant, is messy to work with for those who've worked, if you have worked with it. And this is going to make it easier, so I can get what I need on here, tip this down, and then just put on the inside. Alright, so the spot I need to do is right down here. It's going to be hard to see. I might have to do it this way so you can see what I'm doing from the outside. And I'm going to get ready. I'm going to put the silicone sealant and just spread it out on here. It's not going to look pretty, but it doesn't have to. All it has to do is seal this tank from leaking. Alright, so this is a little bit of the silicone sealant I got from that tube. And now I'm just going to go inside here and go along this crease to spread it out above and below. And I will put a little bit more and add some to the inside here. Alright, now with the inside done, all I want to do is along this crease right here is put just a little bit right down along here just to help create an extra seal, and I'm going to do it as close and as flat as I can so it doesn't interfere with this sitting in place, which I don't believe it will. So I'm just, again, using a little bit of the silicone sealant that I had already. And I'm going to make this smooth on the outside. Now, the advantage of using something like this that I already have is if you don't have it, you don't have to obviously get anything this big. I have this for around the house. You can also get a small tube of silicone sealant for a fish tank. I will look up some prices to give you an idea on those. That would be a lot cheaper, assuming that this does work, rather than replacing this whole system. Alright, now this particular type of sealant, which is used in households, 30-minute rain ready. Yeah, I'll be letting it seal along with that, so technically, if it had just basic water issues, it'd be safe after 30 minutes. Probably not to fill this tank. I'm going to let this dry at least overnight. Alright, it's been at least 24 hours. So let's check out at least how the silicone sealant did here. And we're going to fill this up with water. So let me bring you in a little bit closer. Alright, this, like I said, is the really thin strip on the outside. And this is how this fits in here. Has no impact at all. More importantly, this is what was done on the inside. I don't know if I can give you a good inside view, but we'll try. So we get the camera down in there. Alright, and I put that along the seam based on this mark right here where I saw it dripping out. So the next step is going to be to fill this up with water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a couple of paper towels here and watch for any drippage. It should happen pretty quickly. Let's fill this up first. Alright, well, I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is this definitely stopped leaking here. However, in doing so, I have uncovered another leak right at this spot down here. So it's just interesting that it's happening all along this crease. I can only believe that it's just wear and tear over time of taking this thing in and out, in and out, in and out. It's just weakened that area. So I'm going to put another strip down here. It's a little bit more work, but it'd be worth it if it ends up sealing this and saves me about $30 for a tank, $80 for a unit. It's just a cost in time. Alright folks, I'm happy to say that I can wrap up this video. Again, this is for those of you who either have the silicone sealant I talked about, don't want to spend or even don't need to spend $70 or $80 on a new unit or $20. So let me show you the end result here. I'm going to turn the camera right around and show you what I did. Now initially, this unit here, I thought the leak was on the bottom, but it wasn't. So initially I filled it up part way, nothing. It wasn't until I filled it up all the way, there was enough pressure that there was a slow leak right in this one spot right here. Once I fixed that, I thought that solved the problem. However, now that that one was fixed, there was one more very slow drip down here. So taking advantage of the silicone sealant I had, I added another section down here on the inside, did a little bit of a strip on the inside here that you can see. And that does not interfere with sliding in and out. So I let it set actually on the countertop here for at least a full day. There's absolutely no sign of leaking. So I'm going to set this up. I consider this a success. If it didn't work, at most I spent a little bit of time and 50 cents of silicone sealant, and I would have either had to buy a new tank or a new whole unit itself. Now the other thing I want to point out that you can do in these humidifiers, this is what's been working for me, the manufacturer may or may not approve. I have liquid lavender drops for scent in the air, scented oils, and what I do is I will put a few drops down in here so that it's filtered into the system. It gives a nice scent to the air. So thanks for stopping by. I hope, if nothing else, you found this video entertaining. You can hit like, hit dislike, comment that you liked it, comment you didn't like it, comment with questions. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.